we got a little surprise for you. This is the Antec Dark Avenger DA601 case. Now this is a medium-sized case for your medium-sized builds. It can also fit an extended motherboard in there as well. It can do quite a lot of things. It's quite good for the radiator mounts as well, because that's the whole point about it. This is 2019. We don't want to just see CPU cooling. We want to see radiator water cooling as well, solutions that can be adapted as well as RGB and tempered glass. And obviously the case has got to be durable and be able to fit most things, as well as SSDs if you're still into SSDs, and mechanical hard drives. So let's start from the top of the case. We have an LED switch, so we can switch through all the RGBs, which are right here, 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 and here. And also, it's got an included 120mm RGB addressable fan in there. I do have a review on 5 of the fans that I picked up, or Antec sent over, and tested them, and they work phenomenal. They do push light air, they look very modern, they look very sleek, and they're adjustable RGBs, and they just look robust and stuff. But anyway, we've got LED light here, so this switches the RGBs around, no problem from the front. We've got 2 USB 3s. We've got we have the logo, the new Antec logo on the front there, and the triangle symbol. And then we've got the microphone 3.5mm jack and a headphone 3.5mm jack and a reset button there. We've also got a filter at the top. And this is magnetic, and it will be easy to clean and wipe away. And then you've got the magnetic strips at the top here. And talking about this top, we can put 2 140mm fans, which you can equate to 280mm radiator mount at the top, or you can have a 360 mount, or 240 or a 120, depends on what you want to do. On the front, you can also have a 360 on the front, a 120 or a 240, and on the back, I'm going to take this glass panel off the front. As you can see, it's quite thick tempered glass. Then you've got these big thumb screws, which screams premium right now because it just feels like it's holding up the glass really well. And I've just dropped the screw, so you heard that. It's broke my floor, obviously, because it's really heavy, like solid bits of gold. Anyway, so the glass hangs really nice on the actual case itself. It's got these little rubber grommets as well. And oh, this glass feels really heavy, actually. This is a heavy bit of glass. It's about 5mm thick. So it's got a little tint to it, and then it's got a border that goes around it, and it's not your normal average square border, it's more, or rectangle border, it's more like, it's got like a couple of edges tucked away to give it a nice unique design look. I like it. So on the back, we've got a 120mm fan included as well. This is a DC connector, a flat ribbon cable, so it's nice and flat to hide your cables. And I spin this around. I've got a nice way of just pulling off the side panel. A little bit of flex. So this case is made of metal and plastic as well. It looks like it's sprayed up pretty nicely. So we can fit 6 SSDs on here, or 2 mechanical hard drives, or 2 2.5-inch mechanical hard drives, which would be here, or you can put them there, or you can put them anywhere on here. So you can literally put 6 SSDs in here. Now these cables are quite long as well, so we've got a SATA power connector right there. This is obviously for your fan IO PCB board. You've got HD audio with all the spaghetti junction cables. Please, why don't companies just literally just cover it over? What is such a problem? Anyway, reset switch there. That's a flat cable. Actually, the HD audio is a round cable, whereas the SATA power cable is flat as well. And what we've got here, we've got a 5-volt connector split off with a PWM connector. This should go into the board. And then we've got a USB 3 on the side there, and this comes off in 2 cables rather than 1, and it's not flat. Okay, and then we've got power LED connectors there, plus and minus, and a power switch, and that's flat. So I don't know why they've done some flat and some round, but when I go into here, do my finger width connection, so we've got about 1.5 finger width of cable management that could be tied up. You've got a nice cutout for your retention bracket for your CPU air cooler, or custom water cooling, or AIO cooling. You've got enough space there, and you can literally take it off and do your assembly if you need to. But I like we've got a few cut out points here, and what they've done is they flattened the metal over the edge so it doesn't feel sharp and cut your fingers, but it's also reinforced to make it nice and solid, and they've reinforced the edges there to make that solid as well. And you've got 4 screws here each, and a couple of rubber bits at the bottom, and that's to stop vibrations if you're using a 2.5-inch mechanical hard drive. But if you're using SSDs, then you don't really have to worry about it. And I think that's quite cool. It protrudes out a little bit. The SSD will sit flush in there, so you can put 4 screws on each hole, no problem. You've got a nice little PCB board here as well, and it shows that you can connect up a few 5-volt connectors on the back of this board. There's one separate there, and then obviously there is 4 PWM connectors there, and then an LED switch there that connects to the board, and then obviously your power connector there as well. You've got a nice bit of space for your power supply, and underneath as well you do have a normal standard filter that you can just drag out through the back, a bit of chicken wire, put it on a bit of plastic, and it's easy to clean. And you can see that the power supply can drop its dust on the filter right at the bottom, and I didn't even put this back properly. But anyway, we've got 7 expansion slots on the back there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put your graphics card in there, no problem. And then we've got this as well, which holds all your screws down and makes it look nice and flat. Tries to hold up the GPU pretty well. You've got like a little bit of leverage as well, probably about 2 centimeters to go up and down to move the 120mm fan, depending on how your heat sinks are on. It could be a Gigabyte MSI, Asus or ASRock motherboard. The case is not too bad on the table as well, because it gives you enough room. It's quite thin, but it's not too thin. It's just big enough for what you need it to be done on the desk. So what I like about this is that they've included the nice 120mm Antec fan, which is from the Prizm range. And what I like about it is the fact that it's really nice. You can see that this is pointing forward to take in cool air from the front. So that's going to be nice. And we do have a massive magnetic filter in there as well, just hidden up. So it's got magnetic, it's a bit like the top filter. Where is it? This bit here. So it's got this on there. Magnetic strips, that's what I should say, just attached to this chicken wire or metal chicken wire, and it does its job. So that's for the front. We got cutouts, so I've got 2 rebus cutouts right here. You can see that I'm trying to twist it, and it's basically rebus. I like this case. I think this is all right. It's nice and solid. So we've got all these cutouts here. They really thought about it, because you can put the MTX, mini ITX, and normal ATX right here. You get the cables passed through, got enough cable room and width for that. No rubber grommets, it kind of slows down the build sometimes. And then we've got extended motherboard for root, and then we've got like all the tubing that could be hidden. I suppose you could do quite a lot to this case. It's pretty decent. Got a normal Stroud, and then we've got the HD audio, 5-volt connector, USBs. It can all be connected there, and maybe SATA connectors there for the SSDs, or you can pass them through there. But anyway, you've got a nice little Stroud here. It's cut out. Maybe we see a lot of cut out Strouds. I know it's quite boring when you look at a power supply, unless it's like the Asus version, which teamed up with Seasonic, if I remember rightly. I can't remember who they teamed up with, and basically made the 4 like thing. And if you're overclocking this your computer, you can literally see the power wattage going through on the side. That was awesome. I think all manufacturers should do it. And obviously Antec do power supplies. I've been doing it for years, and I've had no problems with power supplies. Heck, I've got one that's proper old school. I think it's about since 2012, and it's still going on strong. And I've used it for Prime 95 and all that sort of stuff for real serious overclocking, where I had to dial in the voltage properly to make sure that I can actually get a good overclock. But now we've got loads of different power supply companies doing whatever, and people, I don't really know if people were still actually overclocking is what they normally do. I need to make a video on that anyway. So as you see, it's got this lovely aggressive design, and it's not too aggressive. It just protrudes out. It's a bit like something out of Star Trek. I like it though, because it's got a nice little grille, and the grille's metal, and plus we've got this filter on the other side to stop dust from going in on your radiator and blocking it and making it all slow and hot. And then we've got the lovely Antec logo on there, and then we just got a bit of this design, this unique design. Underneath is where you can grab it. There's no like, if you look at the bottom, there's no way of intake air coming through really. So this is how you should be able to get the front off. How hard is it to get the front off? Not that hard at all. Right, there's the filter, the magnetic filter. It looks really clean. And this is what I'm saying, you can put your whole 360, 240, and obviously 120. It depends on what you want to do, because there's only 120 in there now. You can put a 120 radiator in there if you really want to. It's entirely up to you. There's plastic inside here, and it'll be easy to it'll be easier to clean this as well. Not too easy, because you have to unscrew these and then take off the front and then wipe it down, because it will be hard to get your hands like in there to completely clean the filter. And I think this is why they introduced a filter as well, but just if you get any dust in there, it should be easy to wipe off after you undo the screws right there. So what I'm going to do, after like recommending this case, I've done so many case reviews. I know whether they're going to be hot and cold or whatever. Well, not hot and cold. Well, I know if they're going to be good or not. And this case definitely ticks all the boxes. And at that price, they could have gone to about £100, £115. But to keep it very competitive, they kept the price right down. Most people probably go straight to this. Now, you've got tempered glass, as I said, which is not the normal standard tempered glass. It's like really thick, really heavy, but nice design, not too dark. And if you had your addressable RGBs inside the case, it will look really nice and clean and sleek. Plus you've got RGBs on the front. It does scream like the new version of gaming. So not gaming as like everything just looks horrendous and it looks way out of proportion. It looks very simplistic. It looks like a minimalistic design, and I love it. I think it's good that you've got the ways of like using radiators in the front and at the top and at the back. They haven't just like gone, oh, it's a little cheaper case, we're just gonna like go, right, you can just put a radiator at the top like some manufacturers do. And they've obviously added USB 3, can't really see any USB 2, which is an added cable that would be on the back or the side panel, and then that's gone, so we've just got USB 3. But it would be nice to see Type C on the front there, make it look even more newer. But how many people use Type C on the front there? I don't really know. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a build in this case. Probably won't speak much about it other than I'll do some temperatures and see how well this computer can cope. But from my point of view, I think it's going to cope really well. It's got enough drag. The way the design is, it's got enough drag of cool air that can come through the front and where the 120mm fan is placed. Plus, I've already tested the Prizm Antec fans and how it actually cyclones the air in. It's going to be a decent review on how well this keeps cool. But anyway, there's going to be a link in the description to check out my other videos. Subscribe, share, follow me on all social media platforms, and comment down below what you want to see from this next video or what other videos you want to see. Do not be quiet. Stay loud in the crowd in the comments down below, and I'll see you and stay proud. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Roger and out.